Hi guys, just a quick introduction to what this video is. So you're looking at scenario 14 of Frosthaven, and this is going to be a run through with solo BlinkBlade at level 1. It's got no perks, no items. It's going to complete it in 9 rounds, and the board is going to be set up for 4 characters. So why am I doing this? This is mainly just a proof of concept of that it can be done. I'm playing Frosthaven through with a group of 3 people, and we're currently only 3 levels in, so we've not got this far yet. But if you look at, I've been looking at forums on Reddit and on BoardGameGeek, and this scenario just pops up all the time. You know, people say it's horrendous, it's really hard, people fail multiple times on it, so that piqued my curiosity. I had a little look, and the good thing about it is that the entire scenario is on the first page, so I could actually see the whole thing, because I wouldn't have looked through the section book, but I could actually plan out through the whole thing if I wanted to, just ahead of time. And I did notice that because I'm playing the BlinkBlade, I'm familiar with the cards. This character does have the perfect kit to be able to do this completely solo. It involves pretty much just going invisible for most of it, and playing literally no attacks at all. So you'll notice I don't actually have my modifier deck out. This one here is the monster one. I'm going to use these as my hit points, just because it's easy to see on video. And I've got the turn tracker here. These damage tokens on here, I'm going to be putting them on objective A. There's 7 of them, one at a time. When I get to round 3 onwards, at the end of the round, I'll be putting a token on. So between round 3 and 9, that'll put a token on A, and then after round 9, that'll finish the scenario. The path that I've figured out also allows you to grab the chest on the way to the objective. You'll be able to hit the objective on round 3. So I'll just go through the cards quickly and show you what I picked and why. So this is the opening card, Overdrive. 2 reasons for this is that firstly, you need the loss ability on the top. You play it round 1. It allows us to jump over all the water, over all the obstacles, over all the enemies. You'll be able to jump non-stop whenever you are in fast mode. And the shield ability on slow mode will come into effect in round 4, and the late initiative 90 is perfect for round 1. This card, either of these are this. It doesn't matter which of these 2 you pick. This is just a movement 3 when slow that you need to use in round 1. So it doesn't matter, either of those are fine, but you need at least one of them. I'll take both. This one is the most important one. This is the keystone of the run. So this is your invisibility card, and it's set initiative 12, which is quite important. So you'll notice that with this particular character, unlike Gloomhaven, it's a lot more difficult to go invisible. You take 2 damage every time you go invisible, so that's quite hard to maintain. Fortunately, for most of this run, we'll be long resting immediately after using this the next turn, so we'll be regaining our health every time we take 2 damage. So as long as we can stay above 2 health, we'll be absolutely fine, and it should be quite easy to do that because I will have 3 cards that I can freely lose to damage. This one is what allows us to get the chest, Temporal Displacement. This is move and loot, so we'll be able to pick up the chest. This one is quite important, mainly because of it's a very late initiative at slow, but we'll be using this when going fast to go as late as we possibly can in fast mode, just so that we can pick up the chest in round 3. And also we'll be using this again later just to get the heal if we need it. This one, borrowed time, we're just using it for the early initiative just to be extra safe for 1 round. And then you've got 3 cards at the end, which you will not be playing. They're just there to burn to negate damage if necessary. I'll just quickly run over the enemy cards. The most important thing to note for the herders, these Abale herders, is that they cannot be initiative 12. So when you go invisible, they will not be able to do anything to you, and then the next turn when you're long resting, they will also not be able to do anything to you. The exact same thing goes for the pigs. The piranha pigs, they cannot beat a 12, and the lightning eels can. They have a 5 and a 9, so they are able to hit you. The 5 does a -1 damage, so they're all going to be elites, the ones that are hitting you. They do 3 damage, so the -1 will be doing 2 damage to you on both of these instances. And there is on round 4, when you're guaranteed to be hit, you'll also have shield 1. So what I've also done is I've placed out little tokens on the board of where we need to be at the end of certain rounds. So at round 1, we need to be here. So if any of the card draws come out in a certain order, which means an enemy is going to be stood here, we have to reset in round 1. Round 2, we need to be here. I don't think there's any possible way anyone could be stood here at the end of round 2. Round 3, we need to be stood here. And round 5, we need to be stood here. Round 4 will be long resting in this space, and that's why I put this token here to remind me I'll have shield 1 due to the overdrive ability when slow. So I'm going to put a cut here. I'm actually redoing this introduction because it was a bit long. I'm going to shuffle the cards off camera rather than on camera because that was really messy with one hand. And we will get straight into it. Right, so I think I've got everything set up. So anyone who's not sure about the BlinkBlade, they have these time tokens. You'd have to declare slow or fast at the beginning of the round. And if you declare fast, you have to remove the time token. If you declare slow, you gain 1, up to a maximum of 2. And if you're fast, you'll use the left-hand side of the card, including the initiative. And if you're slow, you'll use the right-hand side. So turn 1, we're going to be declaring slow. That's the first thing we do. So we gain a token. And then at the start of the round 1, we need to spawn some baddies. So I've set it up for 4 characters, so it's an odd round. So we get 1 elite pig at B and 2 eels at C. So I've got all my monsters set up. So there's B and there's C. Okay, ready to go. So declaring slow, playing these 2 cards, and we're going at 90. So let's get started. So we've got 12 for the herders, 38 for the pigs, and 67 for the eels. So the herders are going first. They are going to attack within range 3. Well, they can't attack me, so they're going to do nothing, and they are going to strengthen all the piranha pigs. I'm not going to bother putting the tokens on because they can't reach me. I'll just move the pigs. They're at 38, so we have got number 2, and they're going to move at 4 spaces towards me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 7, 1, 2. Can't go onto that one. I guess I can just move 1 up there. And he ends his movement. And the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, they probably would have gone onto the water if the eels weren't in the way. Lightning eels are going to go last. They cannot find a focus because there's no one standing next to the water, so they're just going to do nothing. No, they can stun. There's 2 cards that allow them to stun if they spend some. You can get hit with this in turn 3 or 4, I think. In this path that I've set out, it doesn't matter if you get stunned because the next thing you'll be doing is long resting, so it will just go away without having any effect. Okay, so that's the enemy's turn, and then it is BlinkBlade's turn. So he's going to play Overdrive, Lost card. I'm not going to track experience, and I've put these damage tokens, that's my hit points. So I'm going to play Overdrive, that's a persistent ability, so when I declare fast I can jump on every move ability, and when I declare slow I gain 1 permanent shield. And then for the bottom action it's going to be a move 3, because we declared slow, there's the -1 movement there, so he is going to go 1, 2, 3 onto the water, which is difficult terrain. And that's the end of the round. So we move to round 2. I've just put a time token on there just to remind me, because I always forget to move my time token. So I'll be declaring fast this round, so I'll move 1 token off. And then on even rounds, we get 1 pig on D and 2 eels on E. So there's the pig on D. Now what I'm going to do, because there's only 1 lightning eel left, and this is the place where they will be hitting you. So just to kind of make it more realistic, if you were playing multiplayer, there would be more eels in this little group of water. I'm going to just pretend that my invisible allies killed 1 in round 1 and have 1 spawn. Either of these spaces, doesn't really matter, it can go there. Just so that it's a more realistic depiction of what would happen. There will be 2 here most of the time when you're playing in a group, which means there'll be at least 2 hitting you when you're in this space. So just to simulate that, I've put another 1 there. So I'm kind of cheating against my favour. So round 2, we're going fast. I've taken the token off. We're going to play these 2 cards. We're going to go at 12. And we'll see what the enemies are doing. So it doesn't really matter what the pigs and the herders are going to do. So the herder's going at 18. Pigs are going at 31. And the eels, here we go. They're going at 9. So they are going to get me before I go invisible, which is fine. So I need to find the earliest one. They're not jumping, are they? No. So number 2, elite, because 1 is normal. He's going to move 4 spaces towards me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then number 3 is a normal, so I need number 4. 1, 2, 3 is here. Okay, so this one is going to hit me. He does 3 damage minus 1, so he's going to hit me for 2. That's a 0, so I take 2. 2 hit points gone. Now none of the other eels can find focus because there's nowhere for them to stand, so they just stand still. That is them. Now it's me. I go at 12, so I take 2 further damage. That's that, and then all enemies within 2 take 1. This doesn't really matter, but I'll track it just for the sake of it. So it's going to be eel number 4, eel number 7, and pig number 7. 4, 7, 7, and BlinkBlade is now invisible. And then I'm going to play the bottom of Power Leak as a loss. Because we're in fast, we get +4 movement. 3 base, so that is 7, the lost card. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jumping all the way to over here. And that's the end of my turn. I retain invisible till the end of my next turn. So the herders go next to 18. They're not going to move because they can't find focus, and they're going to grant the pigs move and attack, but they also can't find focus, so no one's going to move, and then the pigs go, and they're not going to do anything either. And that is the end of the round. Nothing else needs to happen, nope. So we move the timer token to number 3, and to remind me, so I'm going to declare fast again this turn, so that moves over to there. So now we're in round 3, so it's back to an odd round, so we get 1 pig on B. And we don't have any eels left to spawn. Okay, so this is one of the 2 turns where you're going to be a little bit exposed. So I'm going to declare fast the latest I possibly can. This is so I can pick up a chest, so I'm going to go at 69. I'm going to play these 2 cards, Drive Recharge and Temple Displacement. So this is where it can get a bit hairy depending on what they draw. So 65, I'm safe from the herders. 26, I'm safe from the pigs. And 16, I'm safe from the eels. Okay, great. So the eels go first. I'm still invisible, they can't find focus. Now in Frosthaven, if the monsters don't do anything, they don't infuse this sun. So I won't do that. I mean, it wouldn't matter if they did anyway, it wouldn't do anything. If they stun me next turn, it doesn't matter, I'll be long resting. So 26, the pigs are gonna heal themselves if they attack, which they don't. And then at 65, the herders are gonna move and attack, and they can't. Okay, so it's my turn. At 69, I'm gonna use this temporal displacement top going fast. I'm gonna move 2 over to the chest, well, next to the chest, and then loot 1. So the chest is taken. Just to check that it wasn't a trap or anything which would render this whole guide useless, I did actually look at what was in it. I'm not going to say what's in it. I mean, I'm assuming if you've tried this level, you already know. But just to assure it's not going to mess anything up. So I have the chest. I'm just not going to say what's in it. It's not a trap. And then for the bottom action, it would be lovely to heal, but we need to get towards the objective. So I'm going to go and stand over here. I'm going to move 2, and don't forget we have jump for this turn again because we're declaring fast. And I'm just going to take this ward token just to remind me that next turn we're going to have shield because we'll be declaring slow. Right, so that's the end of my turn. Invisibility has run out, and this is the turn we're going to be most exposed because we're going to be long resting at initiative 99, and we will be fully visible. So let's see what happens. So we're stood next to the objective A, so we get 1 token on it. This moves along to 4. I'm going to declare slow, so I move a time token, and it's an even round, so we get 1 pig on D. D was at the top. Okay. They always spawn if even if there's not a space for them. They just go to the closest available hex. If something tries to summon and there's something in the way, then the summon will fail, but spawn will always succeed. Right, so we're going at initiative 99. We're long resting, and let's see what is going to happen to us. Don't forget we have 1 shield because we declared slow. So we've got 88. They're going to grant an attack to the pigs. That's bad. The pigs are going to hit quite hard and do wound. That's quite bad. And the eels, they're just going to move and attack normally. So we're going to get hit quite a lot this round. That's quite scary. So we'll start with the eels. The only ones that can find focus are the ones in the water here. So number 6, so they've got 3 move, 3 attack. So this one's coming here. Oh, does -1, so it attacks for 2 for the shield, and then -1, so it's 1 damage. 1 damage is gone. Okay, the next one is number 10. That's going to be 2 damage. Do I need to lose a card? I've got 3 health left. Yeah, I'm just going to be safe here because I'm going to get attacked twice in a row now. Okay, so I'm going to lose 1 of my 3 safety cards. So that's 2 of the eels that have attacked me. The next thing that is going is the pigs. So there is a space they can get me from. So where's the earliest number? Number 2. And they are moving 3 spaces. So this one's going to go 1, 2, 3. Number 3 is not out, so number 4 is going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, they might not be able to reach me actually, that's quite good. Number 5 is not out, so number 6, 1, 2, 3. Number 7 is here, 1, 2, 3. Number 8, 1, 2, 3. Number 9, just put him there. Maybe one, yeah, I guess there, it doesn't really matter, he's never going to get over here. Okay, so they didn't reach me. But now the herders are going to grant pigs move and attack as well. So grant the closest pig within 4 movement 3 and attack 3 wound. So this one is going to grant this one movement 3. 1, 2, can't get any further. This one is going to grant this one. I suppose these ones are going to go first. 1, 2, 3, and then that one can target that one. 1, 2, can't get over the water. And then this guy is going to move this pig over here, and he's going to grant that one an attack. So this is going to be attack 3 with muddle and wound. So 4 damage, I need to lose a card, but I am muddled and wounded. I'm not going to put those tokens on because I'm about to do my long rest, and those conditions will immediately expire. So I will do that now. So I'm going to get 2 health back. That was the most dangerous turn, and I survived it, so I should be okay from now on. So the wound has expired. I'm back up to 5 health, and I get my cards back. So I'm going to lose kinetic transfer. We don't need that anymore. So we got 5 cards left. That's fine. That's more than enough. And it is the end of round 4, popping into round 5. So there's another damage token on there. Okay. And I will be declaring fast. So because the eels can hit me, and there's 2 of them that can hit me, this is the round where I'm going to declare initiative 2. So I play borrowed time for 2, and also my visibility card, and I'm going fast. We still need to spawn for round 5. 1 pig on B. Running out of pigs. There's 1 on B. And I actually realised I haven't shuffled these. I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter. I'll shuffle all these again. I should have done it the round before. Oh god, I should have done the eels as well a long time ago. Missed that. Okay, well, all 3 of them get shuffled really badly one-handed. I'll do. And the last one. Right. Okay, so I'm going at 2. No one's going to be able to beat this, so it doesn't really matter what they pull. There's a 72, there's an 18, and there's a 35. Okay, so I'm going at 2. I'm going to go invisible right here. So that takes 2 damage points off me. So I've got 3 hit points left, and everything within 2 suffers a damage. It's going to be eel 10, eel 6. Herder 5, and pig 4. Okay, that's done. So I'm now invisible again. And then with the bottom of borrowed time, it says move X, where X is twice the number of your allies, well, that's actually 0, so I'm just going to use this as a basic, move 2, and because I'm declaring fast, I've got my jump from my overdrive persistent, so I'm going to jump over the objective, over to this space here, so now there's only one spot that eels can attack me from if they happen to draw their 9 or their 5 when I'm invisible. And that is, well, I guess the enemy's turn, but I'm invisible, they can't find focus, so they do nothing, and I suppose all the piranha pigs suffer 1 damage. Yeah, I won't bother putting the tokens on, they're not going to die from that. So it is the end of the round, so let's move this up to round 6, put another pip on there, that now has 3 on it. We need to spawn for round 6 1 pig at D, which is at the top, and I'm going to declare slow because I'm going to be long resting immediately. None of these need shuffling. Okay, so I'll pull 3 cards. Again, it's really not going to matter what they do because I'm 99 and I'm invisible. Okay, so they haven't pulled their 9 or their 5, the eels, so it's possible they will next turn and they'll get another hit in. So the eels go first at 12, they don't do anything. The herders go, they can't find focus, they don't do anything, and the pigs go, they don't find focus, they can't do anything. So I'm at 99, I gain 2 health, back up to 5. I gain my cards back, I need to lose one of these, so I'll lose the initiative 2 borrowed time, that's gone, and then get my invisibility card back. That's the end of my turn and the end of the round, so you can see how the rest of this is going to go, so I'll just quickly breeze through it. Now we're on round 7, there's another token on there. We need to spawn an elite pig on B. I don't have any elites left, we'll just pretend this one's elite. There we go. And I'm going to declare fast. So I'll use that token and I'm going to go initiative 12 and I'll use this as my second card so I can heal on bottom. So I'm going at 12, we've got 88, we've got 31, we've got 82, so they're not actually going to attack me. So I go invisible immediately, I'm going to put another damage token on number 10. This one's nearly dead. I'm going to take 2 damage, go invisible, but then immediately heal it back. So I'm at 5 HP. So I went at 12. The pigs are next. They do nothing. Then the eels, they do nothing. And then the herders. They're going to grant an ability, a move and attack to the pigs, which won't find focus and do nothing. But then they will try and summon a pig if no one was targeted. I suppose they were targeted. So they're not going to summon, but one will spawn next turn anyway, so either way it doesn't matter. We'll be getting a pig one way or the other. So that's the end of the round. So we've gone from 7 to 8. One more token. And then that's, yep, time token. I go to declare slow and I'm going to long rest at 99. Okay, so we have got, we need to shuffle this one. They drew their shuffle thing. I don't think this is really doing much of anything. I think I'm just cutting it multiple times, but whatever. That'll do. Okay, so I'm at 99, declaring slow. And we've got 12, 13, and 82 again, they just pulled the same card. Okay, right, so nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. I suppose the pigs have been strengthened, and then they've immediately lost it. And I do my long rest, so I gain 2 health, back up to 7. And then lose card. I guess I'll lose my heal card. End of the turn. Token goes on. So we're in round 9, which is the final round, and I'm going to declare fast and 12, and we need to put one last pig on B. I guess it can go there, and it's also supposed to be a delete one. These need shuffling one last time, so they've got one last chance to hit me, but I've got 7 health. There's not much they can do about it. I did actually do quite well with the draws with these cards. The turn 4 can be quite dangerous when you're doing your long rest without invisibility. Okay, so I'm going at 12. We've got 65, 40, and also 12, so I will beat their 12. So again, I go invisible, take 2 damage. Finally, I actually end up killing this eel. He's got his 3 hit points total. Nothing else gets damaged. I go invisible. And with the bottom, I could actually hit something here within range 2. I'm not going to bother. Well, I suppose what I could technically do is I could, because I'm still got jump because I've declared fast, I could walk over here and pick up the loot that's just dropped from that eel. So I guess I'll do that. So I'm invisible. They can't do anything, there's no focus. They can't do anything, there's no focus. They can't do anything, there's no focus. It's the end of the round, and that is the 7th token on there. And the scenario is complete. I have 1 card in hand, 2 in the discard, and 7 lost. So I did have an opportunity to lose 1 more card to an attack if I'd pulled a bit worse with these. So there was a little bit more leeway with that. And there we go. That is solo BlinkBlade, level 1, no perks, no items, 9 rounds, scenario 14, set up for 4 players. What I'm going to do now is just put a cut in the video, reset the board, and I'll just go through a few things of note for what can possibly go wrong round 1. Right, so we're back. I've reset it up and I've put 4 characters on. Just ignore the fact there's 2 Geminate characters. They're the only ones I've painted. So this is what it's going to look like at the start of round 1 after you've spawned the eels and the piranha pig. So this is everything you will see in a 4-player game, similar to how I started with the solo. So just some considerations really. First off, I'm just going to talk about what the rest of your party members are going to be doing. You're not going to be doing this solo. This video was just a proof of concept really that it can be done. But it's going to be a lot easier with multiple characters. Although with 4, it's going to be a little bit tricky round 1, which I'll get into in a minute. But yeah, the rest of your party, what are they going to be doing? Mainly just collecting loot. This is actually a pretty good scenario to do that in, because the lightning eels, they have 3 hit points elite, 2 hit points normal. They're quite easy to avoid if you need to. The pigs and the herders kind of get in each other's way, the water gets in the way. So you can probably just find a good area of the map to kind of hold up. I mean, even just this starting area is quite a good area to stay in, and just farm eels as they spawn and make their way over to you. They can spawn over here every other round, but they do have one card which is a jump, so eventually they might start making their way over. But you'll have more than enough. You'll be able to get a huge pile of tokens just to loot, and even if you get overwhelmed with bad monster draws and you lose cards, you go down, you get exhausted. It doesn't really matter, as we've demonstrated already. You can do this with just the BlinkBlade on his own, so if the other characters get exhausted, then you can still succeed. So some considerations, particularly with 4 players, is this space. If you have a character here, which these are the 4 starting spaces, then the person stood here has to be very careful what they do, because an eel is very likely, almost certain. I think if there's just one card they draw, which is there's a few -1 movements, but it's very likely for an eel to come and stand here to focus this character. So there's 2 things you can do to go about this. You can either go early and just move there out of the way, or you can just move there. You shouldn't have a second eel coming to this space. Like one will go there, and I don't think the rest will have enough movement to get to here, possibly this one. So just have a look at what they're going to do before you do anything, and if you go before them, move here or here, just so nothing goes and stands there. If it turns out that you're going later than them, either by accident or on purpose, and an eel does come here, you're going to have to kill it. Between however many characters you have, you're going to have to kill it. So the BlinkBlade initiative 90 is going to be able to stand there, because that's quite important. Otherwise they will not be able to reach the objective or the chest by the end of round 3. Another thing that can mess up in round 1, this is quite a big one really, is the piranha pigs can actually end up in this space. It's not very common that they will. I think what needs to happen is the pigs need to draw one of their 2 jump abilities, their move 4 jump. So this one is going to go straight for you, 1, 2, 3, 4, jumping, and at the same time the herders need to draw one of their command the pig's abilities. So this one will move up, command this one to move here. And even if you've not got a character in that space, sorry, if you do have a character in that space, then you're in trouble. If you don't, then you can probably put it there instead, because this character will have a lower initiative. So actually it's not that big a problem at all. Just something to be aware of. Just before you make any moves, just have a look at what all the monsters are going to do, just so that this space doesn't get covered by the end of round 1 by anything. And also, I mean, there shouldn't be anything there, but if there's going to be, then make sure you do it. The only way that would happen is if this character had a later initiative than 90, which you should plan not to do. So the other thing really is that you're probably going to have a couple of items available with your BlinkBlade. You should have at least started with a few. The most obvious one, which mitigates all these issues, is the jump boots. If you have started with, I know it's not one of the recommended ones, but if you do have access to the jump boots, then they can just move 3, turn 1, 1, 2, 3. Nothing's going to be in that space. Well, shouldn't be. You have these 3 spaces to play with. So with the jump boots, you can get to one of those 3 quite easily in turn 1, so that shouldn't be a problem. There are other items that you could have, like the cloak, not the cloak, the leather armor, which gives you disadvantage on enemy attacks once per long rest. That would be quite useful when you're being attacked multiple times, just to help prevent an extra loss card. But as you saw in the run through, we had quite a lot of mitigation already. We had access to 3 losses to negate damage, so it's not too big a deal. But with the leather armor, you'll be refreshing that every single time you long rest, and we long rest a lot, so that should help keep you alive if anything goes catastrophically wrong. I don't think there's really much else that RNG can do to mess you around, really. The pigs can stun. I think I can't remember if I mentioned this already in my initial intro, or the one I refilmed, or I might have mentioned it actually during the run itself. Anyway, the only time they're going to stun you when it's important is round 4. When you're going to be round 3 or round 4 when you're going to be long resting anyway. So the stun is at 82, so they could hit you in round 3 when you're going at initiative 69, but by the time they do that, you'll already be stood here, so your next turn is long rest anyway. If they hit you in round 4, you're already long resting that round, so you'll be fine from the stun. And if they do this stun at 67 card in round 3, you'll already be invisible. So the stun isn't a problem. As well, the wound isn't really a problem either, because you'll be long resting that away most of the time. In fact, all of the time. They can't go above 69 yet. The wound, you can only get wounded in round 4, and you'll be long resting before you start your turn and take a wound. So that's not a problem either. So yeah, in multiplayer, a lot less can go wrong, and so it shouldn't be too bad at all. So I hope you learned something from this. If you don't plan doing this one again, or you've already done it, well, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Just something a little bit interesting. And if you do plan to do this one, then hopefully it makes it a little bit easier for you. So I hope you enjoyed it, and catch you later.